Welcome to Are We Convinced, the podcast where we dive deep into the strange, the funny, the serious topics that have captured our attention throughout the week. I'm Tyree.
And I'm Peter. Good to have you back.
It's good to be back. It's been
Uh,
so hectic. Well, I'm sure
I
you
know.
know that.
I don't think we've actually mentioned this podcast that I'm sure a lot of people were wondering why you weren't on, but to be fair, you're doing a master's at the moment. And
Yes.
it came to my head, I don't think we've actually mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm doing a master's in journalism. It's a lot of work. I'll not lie, I don't think I've ever been put through so much work before in all my life. But I'm in Monday to Thursday until about 4 or 5 o'clock every day. So it's really difficult to find free time.
You couldn't bring me back to those days if you paid me like loads of money. I could not go back. We've talked about everything in the past couple of weeks, and there's so much to kind of go through. But I want to talk about a few things on TikTok that I've seen. So there was this girl I came across last night, and she was telling people what their dreams meant. So people were in the
Oh,
comments saying that they had this kind of dream and they had something this happened to them, and then she goes down the route of saying like what it means in real life. Do you look into your dreams?
I do. Like I'd rarely Google, oh, what does this dream mean? But there's been so many occasions where I've had a dream and then it's come true in real life, and that's really
Right.
creeped me out.
Yeah.
Or else I get dreams that I've had before, or else I'm dreaming about something that happened. I love having dreams. Like I love it because I can be a wee bit delulu, and then my dreams are delulu. And
Yeah.
this is great.
I went through a period where I just had no dreams. Like when I went to sleep, I would just wake up and there was just nothing there.
See,
I got
I
quite worried. I was like, is that something to do with your head or is it something?
I think that's pretty scary. Like not having a dream. Like
Hmm.
what?
Hmm.
Has my brain just died or what?
But the repetitive dreams, do you have that certain dream that always comes back?
I've had a couple of them coming back, and I'm like, why is this happening again?
When I was young, I had this dream where I was like this big ball and someone was rolling me over and I could feel it in my throat. Like my throat would go all, and I can still feel the feeling when I talk about it. My throat went all like, it's so hard to describe. Like, like just tight and like the feeling of it's almost like something ran over your throat, like a car would run over your throat, that kind of a feeling, right?
That's
And
kind
then
of
I would always just wake up like screaming because I was young and I was like, it was like a nightmare, right? But this same dream keeps it. I'm not saying as much now, but it creeps back now and again. The same feeling and the same feeling in my throat that I'm being like choked in my sleep.
maybe that's how you're gonna die. Do you ever think of that? Maybe that is how you're.
Funny enough, no, I didn't think that, but I am now.
There you go. There you have it.
Yeah, there's that, and then I always lose my car. Like
What?
at least 6-7 times a year, I always lose my car in my dream.
What do you mean
Do you
you
know what?
lose it? Or like
Like,
in a
like
parking lot and you're looking for it, or
no. When I walk outside the house, it's not there,
that's really creepy.
and it's the same. It's the same repetitive where I walk out of the house. And this girl was going on saying about, it's about, I didn't know how much to believe her. I didn't put mine in the comments, but people were saying about losing their teeth in their dream. And she was saying about, yeah, that's something to do with something's going to happen in the next couple of weeks and all. I don't know if I believe all that, and like psychics and all that kind of, I would put that in the same bracket.
I kind of do believe in psychics, but I've never been to one, and I've always wanted to go to a psychic.
I went to one at the Ballycastle Fair about 10 years ago.
What did they say was going to happen?
So first of all, she said that I'm going to come into money. That didn't happen. Second of all, she said don't lend the money to someone who's going to ask for money. That hasn't happened. And then she just went on about. To be fair, the rest of it was very generic. It was like speaking about exes and all, and saying that they're exes for a just all this really generic stuff. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced by her when it was there. And then actually no, then I went to another one. I went to this other woman's house
Oh,
before COVID, and she had said something about someone being pregnant and my brother was going to fall off his bike and to tell him not to get the new bike that he's looking for and so on. But none of it really, none of it came true. I
Well,
don't think, I can't think it right. You know, like the shows that you go to and you see clips of people in the audience and they know everything about them. I'm just so skeptical about that. I just don't know.
mm, it's difficult. Like
Mm.
I don't know, I'd still love to go to one and see what they would say about me.
It's just, I think in some cases, I don't know, because I don't want to slag anyone off. It may be true, but even if it is true, I would say 80% of the time they're there to scam you.
See, I think that there are people that could tell this, but I think that it's become such a big thing over time. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm just going to try that," even though
Yeah,
I don't know how to do it. So
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like there are people that might be able to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Have you ever
now,
had something like along those same lines? Have you ever had anything like paranormal happen to you? Because I
yes,
would put that in the same field.
hmm
You've had things happen to you.
yeah, I have.
I was going to say, is it family related? But then I suppose you wouldn't really know what it is or
It
who it is or
actually,
what it is. Was it?
it was, it was the strangest thing. So this was a couple of years ago now, and it was outside Derry, Londonderry, where we went. Me and my mum and my auntie and my cousin all went to this big house, and it was like a paranormal evening. And see, at that stage, I was like, I don't believe in any of this stuff.
Mm,
Like, it's
yeah.
just, you know. And then I got there, and like we were with a big group of people, and we were closed into all these different rooms, and just the things that were happening, like it just didn't make sense. And
Mm-hmm.
there was, I'm not going to go into detail because it was a wee bit personal,
Yeah, yeah.
but in terms of what the stuff had happened with family, like it was, I don't know if you've ever seen the thing where you like you all put your fingers on a glass and then it'll like move about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were doing that, and like our this was like just a random group of people, and someone in or a couple of people in my family came through, and at that stage I was like, this is so real, and it was so terrifying because I was like, I didn't believe in any of this stuff, and like you could feel, because we were outside and we were inside, and you could like feel people on you and like touching you and like raising your arm and lowering it, and it was just the wildest experience ever.
Now, see, a part of me thinks when you're in that situation, and I don't know if you can just feel things that aren't there sometimes if you're in the situation. But then I guess if you're saying it relates to you personally, then
Yeah,
that's different.
and then of course the Ouija board.
See, I don't know if I would go for something like that. I would be afraid of something happening and then not be able to, release them again. Like
Yeah,
if something came into my house and then not being able to get rid of it again.
that is that was pretty freaky. But see, the thing is, after what really freaked me out about I can't remember the place we were at, but I came home. We came home about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and
Mhm.
I went to sleep. And then that night, I had a dream.
I wouldn't sleep that night.
I had a dream of this like young girl, all
Mhm.
dressed in white and had like really like jet black hair, and she was just constantly screaming, and I could
Right.
like, and she was in like this kind of forest bit, and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't wake up, and I was like, that's the
That's
banshee in my dream.
that's. See, I would be terrified. I would never sleep again in that room if.
But then after that, a couple of months later, someone I knew died.
Mhm,
And I was
mhm.
like, that's so like, because you know the
Yeah,
way they say about the banshee, like,
mhm.
like they're screaming because someone's gonna die.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, this is the maddest experience ever.
No, see, that's. Well, I guess yeah. On it, when it gets to a personal level like that,
Yeah,
I guess yeah, you can't experience it unless it's happened. Um,
but yeah, now I 100% believe in all of it.
there's where was I hearing? I can't remember if someone was on TV or they said that when you dream, it's your body going into spirit world, but it's always connected to you. So like if you suddenly wake up, it can come straight back to your body because it's connected. She described it as like a thin wire, and it's just when you die, the thin wire is cut.
That's really
And I was like,
creepy.
but you know what? It kind of made sense to me when she said about that's why when you go to some places and you feel like you've already been there, it's because you have in your sleep
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
because your spirit is. But then it wasn't enough to convince me totally. But certain things you say it does make sense.
I mean, I get that in the sense of like I've had dreams and then they come true later on in life and it's really,
Mm-hmm.
really creepy. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, um one dream I had twice, I was locked in like a Lego world. Everything around me was Lego. And I
Right.
was in this is the weirdest dream ever. And I was in like there was a house in front of me and a driveway and everything, and there were Lego bushes with rattlesnakes in them. And
Mm-hmm.
my mum was in the bush, and like I just started crying because I couldn't get her away from the rattlesnakes. And I was like, what was that dream about? I've had that twice now.
And why
Like,
Lego?
I don't know. Like, why was I dreaming about rattlesnakes in some
Mm,
Lego bushes?
that's so bizarre. But and then I get like when you question it, it freaks you out a wee bit.
Yeah, and I'm like, is this supposed to relate to something
Yeah, yeah.
in my life?
Mine says that um, losing your vehicle in a dream is about anxiety and about uncertainty.
Right.
It can mean anything, sure. Anything could good. Um, the vehicle in the the vehicle in your dream represents your ego. To lose your vehicle means you're beside yourself, related to anxiety and uncertainty. Right. Thanks for that. Um, Lego bricks are often appearing in dreams where a good friendship has formed over time. It may also reflect success or leisure time.
Well, I don't have
That's,
any success or leisure time yet. So,
yeah, but it is so weird that when you have like conversation with someone and you know what that person's going to say, like you've heard them say that thing.
yeah, that's really creepy.
There has to be an explanation for that. It can't just be coincidence. There's some conversations where I know that what I'm going to say I've said before in the exact conversation.
Oh yeah, that's really creepy. You get deja vu.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and deja vu has to mean something. It can't just be.
Yeah, that's that right there. That's creepy. It doesn't. It just doesn't add up to me.
Yeah, I used to always watch Most Haunted when I was about 14, 15,
I used
before I
to.
went to bed,
Yeah, I used
and it
to.
used to scare the crap out of me. Even though I knew, kind of, the stories have come out and saying some of it was fake and so on, but even just watching it as a program, it just really terrified me.
Yeah, I mean they are scary. Like I can't watch horror movies. I couldn't.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't, because I watched Most Haunted before I watched any kind of horror movie, so I didn't really go for it. And then I went to Edinburgh in P7, and we went down the dungeons to do the ghost tour in the dungeons in Edinburgh. And again, it just freaked me out. It gave me like just I was just covered in goosebumps the whole time. I just had the chills. I can't deal with it. I don't know. Maybe it's something trying to tell me something that I just shouldn't.
Watch both of us have really, really creepy dreams tonight
I
or
know, I
something
know.
like that.
Yeah, yeah. And do you ever have the dream where you can't wake up?
I've never had that dream.
Sometimes I have that.
And you
Mm,
see that you hear people being like, "Oh, the dream where you're falling." Never had that
mm,
either.
I've
Never.
had that. I've had that. But yeah, dreams are just kind of one of those things. Like I guess you'll never be able to explain it, but it was just woman on, and every topic that came up, she had a reason for why it was happening. And again, it was along those lines, like anxiety and mental health, and so I don't know
Yeah.
how much they all tied into one area. But another place that I was at during the week, IKEA.
Love IKEA. IKEA is a
What?
day trip out.
That was going to be my question. Why does everyone say they love IKEA? I've never said that sentence to anyone, and they said, "Oh, I hate IKEA."
Do you like IKEA?
I like, yeah, I get it. I get it. It's not going to
I'm
be
not
up there
convinced
with.
on that answer.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not going to be up in the top 10 things that I want to do with my life. Um,
I love a wee day trip
I
at IKEA.
It's just shopping in general I don't like, so I guess that's just fallen into there. But the one thing that I love about IKEA is sitting in the car park and you see someone come down with, say, I don't know, a massive wardrobe, and then you watch them open the boot of like a wee Corsa or the smallest car, and just watching people trying to fit furniture into their car. It's
I know
so enjoyable.
it is quite funny to be fair. But no, it is a day trip out. It just is.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is the whole walking around. And again, I say I get it, but just the whole walking around the entire warehouse just to get out. You know, if you're going in for one thing, you can't do that.
I get that. I do get that. But you see everything. You look at these beds and like the different setups, and you're like, I could do that with my house.
See, to be fair, that's where they've got it right, where you see it in person.
Yeah.
Because I do hate trying to picture things in my head when you buy things online and then they come. My sister bought a pair of drawers online. It's like a bedside table of drawers. Um, but she didn't see the size. And when they came, they were literally like not dollhouse drawers, but they weren't far off it. They were like wee mini drawers for a toddler's room. And I was like, and that's occasions like that. I do want to see it in person. I want to go with the likes of IKEA.
I to be fair, I do get that, but I what I loved was I custom made my wardrobe on the IKEA website.
Yep.
And then I got it, and you know what? I was so proud because I built the entire thing myself. Like my mom and dad were away on holiday, and I was like, you know what? I need to get this in here, and I did it, and it was great. Like I was like, I'm so proud of myself.
It's a pure task putting anything together.
Mm-hmm.
And by yourself, it's worse because you have to have like literally 8 arms.
Oh no, like this thing is the height of the ceiling. I don't know how on earth.
Is yours the one? I think is yours the one with the sliding doors?
No, it doesn't have sliding doors.
Oh right, okay, right.
But it's a corner wardrobe.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, so that was. I genuinely don't know how I managed to do it, but I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, when you finish it, you're proud of yourself. But I always, and even I'm trying to think to this day, I don't think I've completed one bit of furniture where something has went wrong.
Yeah, it never really goes all that smoothly, does it?
No. I remember putting all these shelves together, and it was massive. It was like the height of me, and then twice the size. But I put the slots on the outside rather than the inside. So you know where you're meant to put the shelves on.
Mm-hmm.
The slots that were facing out the way, and I was like, oh, for God's sake! So I had to take the whole thing apart again and redo it. It's the instructions. I can't do the instructions.
Do you think like that's a universal experience? Do you think that IKEA workers can get it just like that? Or do you think they have the same problems as the rest of us?
No, I think they get it.
Think they get it?
Yeah. Again, a lot of their stuff is the same, to be fair. So once you do one, you'll know what to do in the others. But for the generic person who's just gone out and then just, you know, doing it as a one-off DIY thing, the diagrams do not help.
Honestly, I'm one of these people that just kind of tucks in and doesn't really look at the instructions until I absolutely have to. Yeah.
I thought you'd be. Yeah, I thought you would have all the screws lined up, have everything all in its wee place just before you started. Nice, neat pile.
To be fair, I would be the type of person to be that organized, but I like to see how much of it I can do myself before I need the instructions.
Right. But it's then fine. It's fine the bit where you've stopped is the problem.
Yeah, well, that's true. Or you've done it in the complete wrong order, but somehow you still get the same end result.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself to be like? Can you what's the right word? Visualize a room. Say you had a blank room. Can you visualize how you want that room?
Oh, 100%.
Like, are you a designer at heart?
I would say yes.
I wouldn't know where to start.
Hmm.
So therefore, IKEA helps me. You know.
Yeah. Okay. To be fair, I do get that. But no, I only redid my room like last year, and everything was in my head, and I love it.
Yeah. Now I have this thing. Might be an illness where I can't have something for so many. Say this room here. I can't have it the same for 2 months
Seriously.
or thereabout. I have to change something. And now I say out loud, it probably is Nils, but I have to have something different to keep me interested in the room.
You know what? I'm like that, but with clothes.
What do you mean?
Like, I just get so bored of my clothes so quickly that I need to go out and buy something else.
Is that your excuse?
Yeah, that's my excuse. And that's such a good excuse.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Like,
But like say like see even the bedroom, like I'm always constantly thinking in my head, what can I change or what can I move around? Just to just to make it feel like it's a different place and make it feel a different environment. I
so
just
is that just furniture, or would like a new quilt set be enough for you to be like, ah, right, it's a new room
no
now?
no no furniture.
Furniture.
And
Oh,
even
that's expensive.
it's actually it's very physical actually because even if I'm going to a place, um, I sometimes have to drive home a different way that I've went because again,
Right.
just the whole routine. I guess it's maybe to do a routine. If you're walking into the same bedroom and you're going around the same bed the same way, this sounds insane when I'm saying this out loud.
I mean, it
Are
could
we
be wellness.
just to freshen up? Just to feel fresh. Yeah.
I get that. I get that. But new bed sheets usually just does that for me. I don't need
Yeah,
new furniture.
a bit too extreme. Well, maybe not so much new furniture, just like maybe the drawers at that side of the room instead of in that corner, and
You know?
you know,
Yeah.
weird. It is weird. I know. Um, and then you get on to IKEA food, and it's a different ballgame altogether. Like it's just
Like,
IKEA food brings me back there. I mean, the cafe, not like home food.
I've never had the.
Don't say you've never had the meatballs. Don't go. Don't do this. You've never had the meatballs.
I know.
See, that's just a waste. That's why would you go the whole way to IKEA?
I just. Because they do prawns and I like
Oh,
prawns.
for God's sake! Of
I go
course,
for
of course.
prawns.
If they did sushi, you'd do sushi as well. No, the meatballs are the best thing that I've ever had in my life. Still to this day.
I don't know. I can't say anything. I haven't tried them.
Yeah, and
So you recommend me trying them?
100%, 100%. In fact, I would nearly recommend you don't try them because once you do try them, you'll be addicted.
But you know the way you go out for a day and you're like, okay, where do you want to get something to eat? Does anyone say, let's go to the IKEA cafe?
It's a good point, and I would say people do go there
You think so?
for yeah. Because the time I went, there's a lot of people in suits and all, like as if they were out for their lunch break.
Maybe they were just getting a new wardrobe.
No, in a suit, going out full suits.
You never know.
No. They were out for business lunch.
Business lunch in
Mhm.
IKEA cafe.
Yeah, it is a bit of a trek, but then again, I suppose maybe you work in the
Where
shop
you're at.
next door or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends where you're at. Free parking
Hmm.
and meatballs. Like, where can you go wrong? And do you know what also is at IKEA? Um, it's a spot, and again, it's a guy on my TikTok. He is a aviation nerd, I would say, but I suppose there's a nicer way to put that.
Mm-hmm.
He loves going out and watching planes, and apparently, just opposite IKEA, not even opposite IKEA, before you go into the car park, just the right hand side where the wee bus lane is, there's a hole in the hedges where once you go through there, there's loads of aviation people who go and watch the planes at the airport.
I think I've heard about this, but to be fair, the IKEA cafe is such a good place to watch planes.
Yeah, yeah.
It is enjoyable.
Watching planes.
Yeah.
I have to be very careful what I say, but and I get it. People are into their own things, and I guess maybe like if I seen a piano in a shop, I'd be going to the shop and looking at the piano. But what do you get from looking at the same thing and not even up close, but flying over your head?
I think it's just impressive.
Yeah, okay, impressive. Yeah, the first time you see it, amazing. The 100th time that you see the same plane flying over your head. And see when you go through your camera roll, it's just EasyJet, blah blah blah. Oh, there's a 747. Oh, there's another 747. Oh, there's one 747, but it's raining that day. Like
Well,
what is different?
to be fair, I'm not like I'm not that much of a geek whenever it
No,
comes
no.
to. I don't really understand that, but
Hmm.
at the same time, I don't know. I just think it's so impressive. Like, do you ever see those really, really big planes, or like the double decker planes?
What route are we going down here? Have
Like,
you ever seen those really big planes? Sorry for all the listeners, by the way, for episode 16, that we're going down the route now of plane talk.
you know
But
what? We're on it now, so we may as well
right,
just.
go on then. Your big planes, double decker ones. He's talking about no.
Yeah, like the double
Hmm.
decker ones are also like the big, massive army ones, and you're like,
Yeah. Oh, I 100% agree. But
that is impressive.
but the is it the 747? I don't know. Is it the normal easy jet plane that comes in maybe 20 times a day? What's so impressive about seeing that all the time?
Then, do you get like I have Flight Radar on my phone?
Yeah, Flight Radar too. Yeah,
Oh, so that's acceptable?
yeah. I now there's a different way that I'm looking at it. It's interesting to see where they're coming from and where they're going to.
Agreed. Agreed.
I don't look at it and go, "There's that 747 in the air." Like it's not for the model of the plane and not for like how many people are on it. It's just for the location.
I guess it's just like it's like me and cars or you and pianos. Like it's not something everyone's gonna get, but it's
Mhm.
something that a small population of the world is gonna
Yeah,
understand.
like the guy, I can't remember his name, with the GoPro on his head and he goes out watching trains.
Yeah, exactly. Like he is loving life.
There's someone on YouTube, and I came across them years and years ago. They're from round the corner where I used to live, and they went round lifts and videoed themselves getting into lifts and seeing the buttons and seeing what condition the lift was in and seeing what the model number of the lift was, and they were able to tell you by the model number when it was built and when it was installed. And
Well, that's just.
yeah, just when something becomes obsessive, it's just I get it's interesting, but just for people on the outside, it's a little bit.
I mean, planes, I can understand. Lifts. The way that I like to look at things is there's like, what, 7, 8 billion people in this world.
Hmm.
Anything you do is not original
Yeah.
because someone else is going to be the exact same.
Hmm. Yeah. No, that's true. And you know people you see on TV where they're like that hoarders program, and they've collected like I don't know, like only fools and horses. They've collected every single memorabilia off that show, and
Yeah.
they have a whole spare room dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Like
I,
it is dedication, to be fair.
I love those hoarder programs.
Hmm.
I think they're great.
Yeah, would you go as far as to hoard something?
Clothes? I don't think so. What about you?
You know the way like the stereotype thing is where like men don't throw away like, well, I say men, but like the dad figures won't throw away like wood or like
Yeah.
screws or things like
Yeah.
that. But I
No,
don't think.
see, my dad,
Hmm.
he is that exact stereotype. He'll keep all the wood, he'll keep all the screws, and then whenever I need a screw, he goes into this big bucket of screws and gets me the right screw. And he was like, "See, this is why I have this box."
Yeah, I know, and he's
And
never
I'm like,
used the box in about 20 years, but for
nope.
that one time.
And I
Hmm.
can't say anything now because he's just helped me
Hmm.
out.
My dad's exactly like behind my dad's shed was just full of offcuts of wood and just tiny like bits of wood that size. Like when are you ever gonna need a bit of wood that's 5 centimeters? Well, you never know.
You never know. You might
So
need
then
it on something. Who
my
knows?
dad went and he started to make during COVID he made like wee cottages and
Oh,
like
that's
garden
nice.
furniture just from
Pretty
all the
cool.
wee scrap bits of wood. So it did come to use eventually, but
Yeah.
I just don't know what that mentality is about. Just having to keep something in case.
I don't know. It's the same with like keeping your iPhone boxes, even
Mm,
though you're probably
yeah,
never gonna need it
yeah,
ever again.
yeah. I always think of what if I want to sell this thing and then I
Yeah.
threw away the box.
Yeah. Like that, it's automatically decreasing the value of it.
I can't stand looking, even if the room looks tidy, but I look around it and if it's too cluttered and too, I don't know if gaudy is the right word, but it just clutters my mind. I can't.
Mhm.
Like I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if the room wasn't tidy.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. But again, it goes back to people whose houses are just cluttered and they've got like all this stuff about it. It's just I just feel so uncomfortable in other people's houses, and if it's messy, because
Mhm.
you'll get people who say, "Oh, sorry for the mess," and their house isn't messy.
Oh yeah.
But then you get the people who just invite you in and don't say anything, and it's just I just can't. I feel like almost I can't sit down in other people's houses as well. Just feel. I don't know if it's a cleanliness thing or if it's just.
This reminds me of the episode in Friends whenever Ross, have you watched Friends?
I don't know if I've seen the one you're going to say. It's not ringing
So
any.
Ross is dating this woman, and she's presentable, clean, everything else, but then as soon as he goes into her house, like you can't even see the sofa.
Oh
And
god.
he sits down on like a plate of food.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's a funny one, to be fair.
I just can't relax and I can't relax anywhere apart from home. I just feel on edge if I'm in someone else's house.
Yeah, you always have your guard up.
And then when it comes to like even like using their toilet, I'm just like you dread what you're gonna find in people's bathrooms.
That's very true. Well, what are you looking for in people's bathrooms? Are you searching the cupboards?
Yeah, like that episode of what do you call that? Come Dine With Me. Oh my god. And then when they start to go through people's bedrooms and people's
That's
drawers and
weird.
all.
That is weird.
That's why I've never nothing to do with not even being able to cook, but just not having people around in my house to look through my things. Do you think you'd be able to do that, show if you're asked to go on?
Yes, but the most they're getting is toast. Not even gonna lie about that. I don't really cook that much. I don't have time. Like I would
Mm.
love to be able to just sit down, have all the ingredients in front of me, and be able to cook. But I am extremely busy, and I have
Oh, we
absolutely
know.
no money.
Do you know what is good? And this is not an advert in any way. HelloFresh. I
What's
did
that?
that once. I did that once before COVID, where it's like it's an app, and you subscribe per month, and they send you the specific ingredients that you need for each
Oh,
meal. But it's the right because my trouble is like saying like 10 grams of this and 100 milliliters of this and putting it all together and measuring it all out. But they give you say it's in bags, so it's like one bag for this meal. In the bag, it will be all measured out. It'll be exactly the amount of stuff that you need, so there's no waste or anything.
oh,
And then it gives you the methods and how to do it and how to cook it.
that's
So there's
really good.
yeah, so you make it and you're not wasting anything, and it's actually really really nice food. To be
I'm gonna
fair,
write that down.
and for me, who again I am a bit like you, like I just can't be bothered with cooking, and I'm not the best cook anyway. Like I don't really understand all of the terms that they're saying, but I was able to follow the recipes and like be able to make a decent meal.
I'll just look into it.
So I signed up again, and it comes. It'll be coming this Wednesday, actually. The last thing that I came across this week was: have you seen the latest scam? By the way, someone phoned me today and said, "Hello, Peter. Do you remember ordering from this company, like some banner company? Like I had designed banners for our wedding band, and like the pop up banners that you get.
Okay.
Someone phoned me and they said they were from the company and said, "Do you remember ordering from blah blah blah?" And I was like, "Yeah. Would you like to order another two banners and we'll give you something, whatever it was." Um, but then when I looked up the number, it was from I think it was Indonesia.
Right?
And I was like, it's very easy to scam these days
Yeah,
if you're not up, if you're not quick and you're
it's
not
definitely
paying
getting
attention.
easier. Yeah.
And this scam blew my mind that I'm going to tell you about because even I would fall for it, and I'm usually very questionable with things, right?
Right.
So the way with COVID, everything was QR codes and you were scanning things to get menus and all of that. The latest thing is on street car parking, and if you use your mobile to pay for parking
Yeah. Yeah.
in London, they've got QR codes that you scan, but people have begun up and creating their own QR codes, sticking them over the QR codes on the parking, and it takes you to the parking website that looks all legit.
Mm.
but it's not. They take your details,
That's
and that is awful. But on the other side, how smart is that?
you're gonna start doing that now.
No, but yeah, but do you know what I mean? Like how do people come up with these things? Like
I know
it's
they're always gonna find a way.
yeah.
Like I genuinely think that moving everything online is it's such a bad idea. Like
Especially for all it will take to put a few coins in a machine and get your sticker out.
I know,
You know,
like the entire world revolves around the phone now,
yeah.
and
I,
people are
I,
getting scammed because of
I,
it.
I couldn't, but like I think it was on this morning that they had it, and they had a video of then someone going up to the sign and just peeling the. It was only like a wee tiny sticker and peeling it off to
Mm,
reveal the real QR code behind it. Like, how would you ever know to check that?
I
Like,
know.
are you paranoid about like ATMs still?
I am, yeah.
Remember, I was going to say, like, do you remember there was a craze where people were like looking for scam or looking for the wee bit at the wee camera that's stuck on the top and the wee card bit, and
Yeah.
it's so
I
easily done.
I'd still be a bit wary whenever I'm using an ATM. You're
Yeah,
not safe anywhere.
you're not safe anywhere.
You talk about scams and then you see a Facebook page that was created 45 minutes ago with a beach as the cover photo, the beach as the profile picture, giving away a holiday, and all these like 40-year-old mothers are sharing it.
I know,
Like,
I know, I know.
do your research.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even with all the like competition pages and all, it's so hard to not do it.
Hmm.
Just in case. You think, oh, we'll share it anyway, but then
Some of them are awful.
there's so many competition. There's one competition page that is just never off my Facebook.
I've got a couple like that. I used to do work for one. I used to do presenting for one of them, but
Right? It's such a good. Obviously, I mean, if you're not into gambling, it's not a good idea. But it's such a good idea for people paying £1 and then getting like £1 million house
yeah,
and like a car and all. It's such a good idea when there's so many people entering.
it is. To be fair, whoever created that idea was seriously on the market with
Yeah,
that.
and I don't think I've ever won anything in my life.
Really?
I honestly don't think I've won anything.
I won a cake.
A cake?
I won an Oreo cake. Yeah.
Where was that from?
It was from a bakery. It was
Oh,
from
obviously, yeah.
it was from a man that baked cakes.
Thanks for that. That's really good insight.
And I entered the competition and I won it, and it was such a nice cake. I loved it.
That's one of the best stories you ever told. Did you pay for it? Did you pay for an entry, or was it a wee free competition?
No, it was a wee free
A wee
competition.
free
You
one,
just
yeah.
had to like, share, and tag,
I
and
don't think I've like even raffles. I don't think I've ever won a raffle. I actually don't think I've won anything in my life competition
you
wise.
must be a really unlucky person.
I think I won like £1 on a scratch card,
Fun.
and that was it. That was it.
Bet that got you far.
It actually cost me more to get to the shop to get the pound, to get it back. Pointless. Really,
I
really
think I
pointless.
got another scratch card.
Here's the
Oh,
final question then. If you did win big, I'm not going to do the cliche question like, wow, what's the first thing you're going to buy?
no, I thought that's
But
what you were gonna ask.
no, would you be like, would you invest the money?
Okay, you know what? I'd probably buy something. I
Because,
feel I would pay off my bills,
yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, I really want to get a place and rent it out, or
Mm.
like do a wee Airbnb. I think
See,
that would,
that's smart. But
yeah,
that's smart though. Like the amount of time the stories you hear of people like winning the lottery and then they just they get addicted to buying things and
yeah.
they just get bankrupt.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if anyone has won the lottery and can be happy the rest of their lives. Yeah, okay, it'd be nice to like pay off bills and all and like not worry about money. But do you not think then what would you do?
I
Like
know.
say if you quit your job and all, like what would you do?
I'd say you would get very bored.
It'd be like retirement, but just for all your life.
I know. I'd say that's probably never going to happen to me,
Yeah,
though.
I know, yeah. Not me. If it's the height of it, it's gonna be a pound in a scratch card.
Yeah, sad times.
Yeah. Okay, I think we'll leave it there.
Sounds good.
And we may see you next week.
I'll be here next week. Things
The
have
un-
calmed
do you know?
down.
Do you know who you're like?
Who?
And I don't know why I didn't use this as your intro because this is amazing. You are the unknown.
Why? What? What does
The
that even mean? Is that
the
that
un.
mask and the black
Yes,
hair? Oh,
and
yeah.
it turned out to be like a 16-year-old girl who was on her first ever acting job, and like they used like AI to create the Wonka script, but it created this character called the Unknown.
They're actually making a movie on that now.
No, seriously,
Yeah. I'll
on the warehouse.
no, I've got it here. What do you see? This is what it says. So, a horror movie inspired by the viral Willy Wonka experience titled The Unknown is in works. Um, it says the film follows a renowned illustrator and his wife who are haunted by the tragic death of their son, Charlie. Desperate to escape their grief, the couple leave the world behind for the remote Scottish Highlands, where the unknowable evil awaits them.
People can create money from anything.
Yep.
And the latest one was the Oompa Loompa in the clip is now on Cameo. She popped up my thing saying she'll now do cameos for like 15 quid or something. She'll do shoutouts for 15 quid.
Bloody hell.
I'm going to go down to the Titanic warehouse. I'm going to put on, I've no other word to use, but shit show. And just do something really, really, really shit and just make money from it.
You know what? It's stuff like that that will make money. So go for it.
Yeah. On the day, you'll have to refund, but you'll get publicity.
Yeah.
Any publicity is good publicity. It's not going to be Wonka related. I'll do something like I'll do like the cheap Titanic experience or something like that. You know, like a knockoff Titanic experience.
That reminds me of the Titanic 2 movie. Woeful.
Wait, what?
What?
There's a Titanic 2?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's terrible.
There's more than one Titanic movie.
Yes.
Did the thing not sink in the first one?
You would think that would be enough to kill the movie.
Is the next one not people just going down in a makeshift submarine and trying to look and to see what it looks like?
That didn't end well. No, it says honouring the 100th anniversary of its namesake, a modern luxury liner called Titanic 2 set sail along the same path. When a looming iceberg spells doom, the crew struggles to avoid a similar fate. Now, here's the thing. I have some homework for you, okay? I need you to go and watch the trailer for this because it is the worst movie I have ever seen in my life.
When was this brought out?
2010. You can't really see that, but
this proves my point of making money off things that are already out there. Like, what's the need for creating another Titanic movie?
Can I just say it has a 1.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Also, 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's how bad it is.
My God. I can't be the only one in the world that only thought there was only one Titanic movie.
At least, look, I don't know if any of the CGI effects are in the trailer, but you need to look for the CGI effects because, I mean, they are diabolical. I've never seen worse. See, if I went into like statement. A special effects class right now, I could still do better.
Oh, really? That's something I always wanted. I always wanted to be able to animate things, but couldn't. Do you know what actually like really racks my brain? And just before we end the episode, do you ever watch like Morph on TV, the Penguin, or like Wallace and Gromit?
Yes.
Where like, and they like had to take photos of every single movement to make it move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how annoying would that job be? Like, imagine you get one thing wrong and you just ruined the whole.
It's ruined the whole thing.
You'd literally have. Like, you'd have to go back to the start and do it all again. Like, you couldn't just take it back and do it again.
It is impressive, though.
It makes sense why movies take so long to make.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't feel like I would have the patience to. I would want to do. I want to always do something and then have it done there and then. I couldn't have. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's create a video, but it's going to take 4 years to be able to get the end of that video.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even keep the same bedroom for 2 months. Never mind work on the same video for 4 years. Not happening. Until next week, then, thank you to all the new listeners and new subscribers, and if you are loyal. I don't know if I've told you this. Maybe you said it in another episode before, but I was going through some of the of all the countries that are listening right now.
Was it Belgium?
Yeah, but then when I looked further, this is where we've got the least downloads: Thailand, Russia, New Zealand, Japan, India, Czech Republic, Hong Kong, and Spain. In our top 5, Norway,
Okay.
Poland, Belgium is number 3. Obviously, UK is number 1. What do you think the second country is?
Canada.
Canada are on the list, but they're below France. This is like the
It's like the Eurovision Song Contest.
Eurovision. That's exactly what I was. Yeah. 12% of our downloads are from this place, which is considerable.
Monaghan, Ireland.
Not in Ireland. The States.
Seriously?
The States. Yeah.
Flip.
How the hell anyone who is not from this country has understood a word that we've said?
That's very true. Sometimes I can't even understand what we say.
I know. Have they listened on -2 times? You know, like on voice notes, you can like make it slower.
Or else it's on YouTube with the captions.
That's very true.
To be
but
fair,
then again, that's dodgy.
if they watch the one where we were talking about Thran and all of those other words, fair play.
Oh, good luck to you if you're trying to understand that. Yeah.
Really hope that I've added a new word into everyone's vocabulary.
Oh, there's someone in France going about and using it in their daily language. So yeah, thank you to all the listeners, and if you haven't already hit subscribe, then yeah, in whatever thank you is in your language. I wish that I paid more attention in school and was able to say thank you in different languages. But we'll see you next time.
See you next time.